Hello. In this video, we'll talk through how you can integrate your Cucumber Java Maven test automation framework with Jira by using Assert.that BDD and test management plugin. So once the integration is done, you can easily download features from the plugin which are available in Jira and then execute them either locally on your CI server and then upload test results back into the plugin so they're available on the test automation report, on the dashboard gadgets for cross-project reporting, as well as on the issue view for more granular scenario-by-scenario test execution results visibility. So once the plugin is installed and enabled, which is covered in other videos, which we post the links in this video description, you can start adding the features. Let's add a simple feature called searching for that in Google. Once the feature is added, you can find it by using the search criteria either by feature name or by tags. Navigate into the feature and we can start adding scenarios. So let's call this scenario check. Title is correct. And we can start adding steps as well. Give an eye. And you can see what's happening here. So I click Control Space and to trigger autocomplete, which makes it a lot easier to construct new scenarios based on the steps which are existing in the plugin and used in other scenarios previously added to the plugin features repository. In fact, first step, given I'm on Google homepage, when I search for Assert.that BDD, then I see that the first result is, and let's put some expected results. So once scenario is set up, we need to switch the mode to automated so it can be picked up by the test automation report, test automation framework, add some tags as well to the feature level, which is not mandatory, but we'll add a few tags just for demonstration purposes. And also we'll link it to a user story so we can see results populated there as well. So we'll navigate to some user story, find the acceptance test section, click select scenario, and now we can find the feature which I created, and there will be one scenario available in that feature. So we link it to this user story, and now we can see the feature, scenario, some tags, and the steps as well. Right, so the preparation is done. We can then focus on integrating and configuring the test automation framework itself. Over time, we've developed a range of plugins for different languages and build tools, which helps to easily integrate existing framework with the plugin. For the purpose of this demo, we'll focus on Maven integration. So we navigate to Maven plugin, and we have some installation instructions here. So we'll copy the plugin definitions from here, and we navigate to our test automation framework. Let's talk through the framework itself briefly. So it's a simple Maven project which is running Cucumber, and it's using Surefire plugin to execute the test and Selenite to drive the browser. So we have run Cucumber test with Cucumber options annotation, which basically tells Cucumber to use the plugin pretty and JSON. And the JSON plugin means that the Cucumber JSON report will be saved to this target location. And the second configuration option is features. This is a glue that tells Cucumber where to look for feature files, and the tags is a filtering options to execute only scenarios which are tagged with demo. And remember, we've added the tag to our scenario when we created it in Jira. The second file is step definition. So it's simple Cucumber step definition file with the steps that we've just added to the scenario and some browser actions to open Google homepage, find some elements and some checks. So Let's navigate to POM file, find the plugins definition section, and we add assert.btd plugin configuration here. As for configuration itself, we have global configuration specified on the plugin level, which has project ID, access key, secret key, and Jira server URL. So we go back to Jira, copy the URL, paste it in the configuration. Also, we need project ID, access key, and secret key, and those can be taken from the project configuration page. So we navigate into the project settings, and then we go to assert configuration subsection. Once the plugin is enabled, so we can get the project ID from here. Again, copy it there. And the access key and secret key will be your username, which will be highlighted here, and your password, which is some secret. Alternatively, we have a documentation on how to set up the API access token that can be used instead of the basic authentication credentials. But for the purpose of the demo, we'll use just my username and password, which is admin. Next, there are two executions in the configuration. First is features, which is by default executed on the pre-integration test phase. But in case you're running your test on the test phase, we need to change it to generate test resources. Then we have the output folder, tells the plugin where to store the downloaded features, and that will be source test resources assert that features folder. Then we have the JQL, so this is the Jira JQL, which we can additionally specify to filter only scenarios which are linked to a particular user story. In our case, let's see what the user story key is. So it's demo6. So we'll use that. Then mode, automated, manual, or both. So we said we leave it as automated, so only automated scenarios will be downloaded. And then tag expression. So remember, we've added the demo tag, so we'll use that to filter scenarios with the tag demo only. Numbered, that tells the plugin to prepend an ordinal before the name of the feature file when downloaded. Was enabled to disable this execution altogether, and the cleanup features, whether to delete the existing features in the framework before downloading new. So this is optional, we just omit that. And the second execution is a report. When by default, if the tests are executed on the integration test phase, so this goal should be run on the post-integration test phase. But in our example, we're running the tests using Surefire framework, Surefire plugin, so the test will be executed on the test phase, and the report should be run after that as well. JSON report folder, that's a folder where that we specified our Cucumber JSON will be located in. So we leave it like that. Cucumber JSON. In fact, we can specify the parent folder, and the plugin will search for all the JSON files conforming to this pattern, name pattern in all the subfolders of this parent folder. Type Cucumber by default, but we also support Karate type reports. Custom run name, this is optional. If it's not present, the test run name will be set to the timestamp, but we can change it to something else. Metadata, which is additional data about the test execution, which is can be build, environment, user who executed this test, and any pieces of information you like in the JSON format. JQL, again, as opposed to JQL for downloading features, this is a JQL for uploading the test report. So we are saying that we only want to update demo6 with the test execution results of this specific execution. Run ID, by default, we can remove that, but if you specify it, you can basically add new execution results to existing run, which was executed on the previous date. Right, so all this is done. We can run the tests. And during the test we executing Maven clean test command. And during execution, what will happen that the feature files will be downloaded to the folder which we specified in the plugin configuration here. So you see the features goal is being executed. Takes some time for IDEA to pick up the changes. And test executed. See, eventually the feature should be appear here, but it's just the refresh time of the IntelliJ itself. And what we see here, we just go to Google, search for that BDD, and we check that the title is correct. Yeah, here you go. So the features folder was created, and the feature which we created in the plugin was added, was downloaded here, then picked up by test report, executed, and the test results uploaded back to the plugin. So now if we navigate to test automation report, we can see our custom run name, which was just executed, and the step statistics, scenario statistics, duration, and the timestamp. Additionally, we see some charts here. So let's flip all the charts on, and I'll briefly talk you through what they are. So first is scenario growth trend that shows the number of scenarios executed in each of the test executions. Then scenario status, that is just a pass rate of the scenarios over time. Step status trend as well, which is a bit more granular based on the skipped, pending, undefined scenario statuses as well, which some of them can be switched off for more detailed reporting. And run duration, just a useful metric to keep an eye on, especially when you're executing UI tests. Analysis progress, um, which tells you how many failed scenarios were analyzed and categorized in each particular test execution. So moving further, so we can go navigate into the actual run, and we can see the features list here. In our case, it's just one, but if you have many, they will be listed here. Navigating into the feature gives us a scenario report. You can see one scenario failed, and the failure reason that the title wasn't correct. So we can see the full stack trace clicking on the failure, and also we can see any attachments that were passed along together with the Cucumber JSON file as well. What we can do next, so we identified the issue, that is expected results probably not correct, and we can do is assign it to someone. In this case, I'll assign it to myself, and I can then categorize it into one of the categories here. So say refactor test, and we'll set it to automation defect. Once it is saved, so that command and the resolution is set to is saved in the form of the commented and the timestamp. Navigating now back to the test run, you also can notice that the analysis progress is all green, so all failed scenarios were analyzed in this particular test execution. Additionally, we can navigate to the issue, which we linked our scenario to, and we can see that the status was updated here as well, and we can see the execution history with the link to the test report we've just seen. On the right-hand side, we have the little pie chart which shows the overall testing status of this user story. So if we link some other scenarios to it, we can see how the pie chart represents of the current progress of testing. So it's either it's manual or automated scenarios. That will be the generalized view. So that's briefly about the Maven integration. If you have any questions, or would like to request a demo or help with setting up the integration for your particular project and your particular tool set, please reach us at support@assertdat.com. We'll post some links to our support channels in this video description.